Good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining Conversations with Sierra. I am Sierra Hilaire, and I am a restoration life coach and a vision strategist. And my vision is to see lives restored, confirmed, strengthened, and established according to 1 Peter 5 and 10. So every Friday at 8 p.m., we will have conversations with different guests about marriage in the marketplace, faith and family, self-care, and readjusting your routine to help you unlock your potential. So as you can see tonight, we have a few people on that I am so honored, blessed, and excited to have this conversation with tonight. Our topic is marriage in the marketplace. And our key scripture for tonight's conversation is going to come from Ecclesiastes 4 and 9 chapter 4, verses 9 through 12. And it says that two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. Also, if two lie down together, they will keep warm. But how can one keep warm alone? Though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves. A cord of 3 strands is not easily broken. So that's our scripture for tonight's topic, which is marriage in the marketplace. And I'm so honored, like I said, to have my husband, Mr. Lionel Hilaire, right here alongside me to partake in this conversation. But oh my goodness, I am so excited to have the Joneses tonight. That is our family. Those are our friends. We are just so honored. So we just want to give you guys the opportunity to introduce yourselves, let everybody know who you are and what you do and how long you two been married.
My name is Arlicia Jones.
I'm Luke Jones.
And we've been married for 12 years. We'll be 13 years this year. We have 3 kids together.
Mm-hmm.
And Luke, go ahead. You know you like to talk. Like you don't like to talk.
I'm just letting her have the show right now, you know?
It's all good.
Yeah. But we've been married for 12 years, 3 beautiful kids. And we excited to be able to share with you guys and to learn and to grow with you guys as well. So
what you do.
Oh, she want to know what I do. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm the broker and owner of Jones Luxury Real Estate Group in Coral Springs. We're excited about that business, which is booming, and we started maybe like 3 years ago or so, and it's taken off, and we're excited for the favor that God has given us so far in that business.
Amen. Amen. And what you do, ma'am, because y'all are a power couple. This is a team to not even play with.
I'm a loan originator, so I do mortgages. I'm a loan originator for another company out of Jacksonville, Florida, currly. Almost going to be my own broker, so yeah, just hold on and wait for manifestation.
All right. That's what's up. We know that God is up to something great between the two of you, and I know you guys are just unstoppable.
Yeah.
So, man, I'm like, and before we even get into our conversation, I personally want to, and Lionel, we just want to thank you guys again. This month actually makes 1 year. This is our home. And so when I thought about who the guest should be, who other than y'all two? Like, you guys are making it happen for so many other couples who dream of being a homeowner. This was our first purchase, won't be the last, and you guys are making dreams happen. You understand? This is a very important conversation to me personally, because owning a home was something that God revealed to us that would happen about 3 years ago. And God is so strategic. Everything is about timing and being connected to the right people in the right season. So I'm so thankful that you guys have helped us make this dream possible, because this home to us is not just a home. This is a ministry. This is a business. We plan on making so many moves up in here. You understand what I'm saying? So I want you guys to understand that what you're doing is bigger than just purchasing nice luxury homes. That's great, but it's a greater assignment tied. Yeah. So I'm just so honored again to have been here for 1 year and you guys be our guest on for the first Marriage in the Marketplace conversation.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. Listen, we were just as excited for you guys as you guys were to purchase your first home. You know, so you guys walk through that process, and I know I was speaking with Lionel. He had posted on our review. He was like, "Man, a lot of people said that this was going to be a hard process, and it was going to be, you know, we're going to have to go through all of these hoops." But to see God favor you guys, which some people have to go through hoops. You know, there are hoops to jump through. But to see God favor you guys and to see, you know, the homeowner that you bought the home from favor you, you know, to see that, knowing on the back end, a lot of times you guys don't get to see the back end of it, but there were 4 other offers and 3 of the offers were higher than your offer. And they accepted your offer and favored you with other terms, you know. So that was exciting in and of itself. Anytime we get the opportunity to work with someone that's a first-time home buyer, obviously, for me, it makes a big difference, because we see that's the way that wealth is passed from generation to generation to generation is through real estate. So we're just as excited for you guys as you are to be in your home. Yes.
And to add to that, the listing realtor told me that she spoke to the other realtors who put in their offers, but your professionalism better than the other you know, the other realtors. So we thank you for that. So that's what stands you apart. You know, your professionalism. So that was great. There's a lot of people doing real estate, or you know, or are real estate agents, but not a lot of people are professional as you are. So we thank you for that.
Yes. That's what they bragged on the most, how you just had such a sweet spirit. You were very respectful. You weren't trying to force the sale, you know, but we had already agreed, hey, what God had for us is for us. We didn't have to force anything. We didn't have to turn no corners. We didn't have to tell no little white lies. You understand? And it was integrity throughout the entire process. And so I'm grateful for that, because I believe that God blesses things when you do it with excellence and when you do it the right way. So I'm just, you know, excited about that as well. And then just even during the process, how we just developed a relationship. You know, it was like, if we couldn't get in touch with Luke, call Arlicia. You get what I'm saying? We had our text message going.
It was really nice.
It was really
fun too.
Fun, engaging. Arlicia had us laughing. I always say, that's my cousin, but I never knew she was so hilarious. She is hilarious. So, man, God just did that thing, you know. And again, God may God just continue to bless and expand your business so you can continue to help other families like ours make their dreams come true.
There you go.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. So let's get right into our questions for tonight. I know our viewers are like, what is this about? What is marriage in the marketplace? So I'm going to ask 3 questions that's going to help us kind of break it down, put it in simple terms as to why we believe that this is something that's on the rise, and we believe that this is God's way of just doing a new thing in the earth, or restoring what it used to be. Because I grew up in a home where my parents worked together. Both parents was entrepreneurs. I didn't know anything about mom going to work, dad going to work. You understand? Like, my mom was a stylist. We were raised in a salon. We cleaned the salon. We did everything. So we were a team, you know. Mom and dad worked together. So I think that's where this passion kind of came from, to even have this conversation about marriage in the marketplace. because that's something me and Lionel both desire to do full time outside of ministerial purposes. So let's talk. So my first question to you guys is, what inspired you two to work together?
You can start off.
I mean, I think it's better for you to answer what inspired us to work together.
Well, we would have to start at what inspired us to become entrepreneurs.
Yes, I think
before we can get to the point of what inspired us to work together.
Yes.
So
that's a good starting point.
So my whole thing was I worked in corporate America, and I came to work one day and they said, "Hey, you no longer have a job." So so I was literally forced outside of my corporate job that I had. I was in management, and I was at a point where I was like, okay, well, what am I going to do next? And I knew that feeling of having the rug snatched from under you, especially with, you know, 2 little kids at home and a wife. Thank God she had a job, so it didn't, it wasn't detrimental or anything to us financially. But I said, whatever I went into next, if I succeeded or if I failed, it was going to be because of something I did. Not because, not because the company decided they wanted to downsize the company, or not because they wanted to outsource it to someone else. If there was going to be a major success, obviously it was going to be because of the favor that God has placed on my life, number one, and number two, coupled with the work that I put in to make those things happen, right? So I didn't know whether or not it was going to be insurance, or I went and interviewed with an insurance company. I went and interviewed with another sales company that did like business to business sales. And just so happened, I was watching TV and this guy was selling real estate on like Bravo or HGTV or something. And, those shows are only like 30 minutes long. And at the end of the 30 minutes, the guy had just made like $10,000.
Wow.
I was like, I can do that in 30 minutes. I can make $10,000.
I know that's right.
So yeah, needless to say, I went and got my real estate license. They made me jump through a bunch of hoops to get it, but I ended up getting my real estate license just a few months later. And I started out in this business, and it was kind of slow the first year. It was, it started picking up the second year, but the third year really took off for me. And I was able to have her come off of her job and come and work alongside me. So she was cool. But I'm gonna put it like this: she was forced to come and work alongside. They didn't just tell her to take off your job. The job decided, they ain't want to have that relationship with her no more.
Wow.
So I lost my job, and literally I think it was maybe like a Friday. That Monday, I signed up for my real estate class. I took the class for those 7 days. Yeah, we had been talking about that all along, because when she called me and told me, like, yeah, they just let me go. I was like, okay, well, you just go get your real estate license. I did. I just was like, okay. So
for us, it was, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but for us, it was more like a jump, right? It was more of a jump, but it was like a jump, and it just felt safe. It just felt like what we should do, because obviously in real estate, there's no paycheck. We had the security of her paycheck. If I didn't close anything, we had a paycheck that was coming.
That's true.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But when she went and got, when she came off, I was like, okay, well, you just come sell real estate. The safe thing to do, because she was in a professional career, is to say, hey, you just go to another city, go get you another job. But it just felt like, but at the end of the day, and I'll get to this after she tell her part, it made more sense for us to, to start working together. And you go ahead.
Yeah, so you said yeah, I lost my job when I took my class, and we just started working together. And I mean, it was the best thing to ever happen to me. When you go through something at a moment, you think, oh my God, I was making I was making a lot. I was making at that point what I thought was a lot of money. I mean, I was making like over $60,000 a year. And I said, I came from jobs making minimum wage. Okay. So trust me, I was like, I said, God,
We
what am I
hadn't made
going
it, boy. We was like the Jeffersons.
I know that's right.
Oh, y'all was like the Joneses.
I'm trying to tell you now, look, say what you want to say, but I was in a field that I was working in that, I just think about a whole, a journey of things. Was working with a temp company. I got a job at one city. The manager there, the director, he just favored me through that time as me being a temp. I was supposed to be there for 2 weeks. Wow. Ended up hiring me permanently. And I mean, he got sick and left and some things just took place. But when I lost that job, I thought that I honestly, in a moment, I thought, oh my God, what am I going to do? And Luke was like, you're going to take a real estate class. And I said, okay, well, it's just what I got to do. I'm going to take this class. And so within the first 30 days, I had my first listing. Mm-hmm. I had a listing. I got a contract on that house in less than 21 days. Mm-hmm. I had a contract on it, and it was closed in like the first 60 days. I was like, shoot, I can make money like this.
I'm telling you.
I'm like, hey, let's keep this thing going. So that's how we actually started working together. Like you said, we were kind of forced into it, but it kind of just fell all in place.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. And you want me to keep going, or you want to
go ahead?
Now, I listen. I can talk.
Listen, it's all right.
15 minutes is up. but yeah, when we started working together, so basically, obviously, you guys have heard of synergy, right? So it's just like energy, but when two people work together, they say two are better than one, right? Yes. A threefold cord is not easily broken, right? So the two of us working together, we were basically complementing each other. So when she was telling me her first week in the business, she got a listing. What she didn't tell you is she got the appointment. I got the listing, right? Because like I'm like a salesman. So she
that's right.
She got on the phone like all sweet talking to the little lady and got me the appointment. I got there, I was ready to close. Boom, boom, boom,
Right.
So but having her there softened it up. But that was an appointment that I would have never gotten into the door if it wasn't for her, because of the type of aggression that I had at that time, and how I was business. So that literally, I mean, like it led from one deal to the next, where we started ramping up business. I think that year probably was the best year that we had. I know it was, but even though she had lost her job, it was like the best year financially that we had up until that point. And you're talking about coming from poverty to 6 figures was like, it was amazing, So we worked together for doing real estate, for like 2 more years?
Like almost 2 years.
2 more years. And then we were forced to work together in a different capacity. Because as entrepreneurs, right? And especially as entrepreneurs of color, we figured, we know that we should offer, number one, an excellent service, right? And the reason I say an excellent service is because if you're in the same industry, just think about it like this. Just think about it in the restaurant industry, right? You got McDonald's, right? Which got the burger game sold up, right? And just think about the level of excellence that Chick-fil-A had to use to come into the market to take market share, right? So It wasn't, Chick-fil-A was a minority when it comes to restaurants, when it comes to the burger game.
That's true.
So we had to use such excellence to take market share. So that's literally what we decided that we would have to do. We have to approach every transaction, every deal, every buyer, every seller with a level of excellence. And throughout that process, we were working with this mortgage broker that we noticed didn't have the level of excellence that we wanted to offer our clients. And we saw that on the back end, because the average homeowner doesn't know this, a mortgage broker could be your worst nightmare when it comes to buying a home. Because obviously they're there for gain, right? All entrepreneurs they're about money. But if they don't have the purpose behind that money, they could take advantage of people.
Very true.
So this particular person that we were working with, we noticed when we started learning the back end of what happens with loans is that our clients were really getting taken advantage of. Our clients were paying too much in their closing costs. They were paying points on their loans, or they had these crazy loan origination fees. And it wasn't that it was illegal what they were doing. It was just unethical. You know, when you got
exactly.
When you got a family and you know they make $40,000 a year, and you know they struggled to save $16,000 to buy a house. It's unfair to charge them an additional $3,000 just because you can. You know, when it's not necessary. So at that point, we had the conversation. Just seemed only right that you go and get your mortgage license. I'll handle the real estate portion.
I said, he a good talker, right? He told me.
I love it.
So you
told your whole story.
I know you can read that.
No, that's it. That's why I'm a loan originator. That's why I do mortgages right now.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's the story right there.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
You still there?
Oh, it's real talk though. And that's what I think makes you guys stand out. It's the level of excellence and the character.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can hear us good.
Yeah,
you went really low.
Okay, you can hear us now?
I can hear you, yeah.
All right. I said, I think that's really what sets you guys apart, level of excellence that is exuded behind how you manage the people, how you manage the process. You understand what I'm saying? Because that is what most people want. You know, they want somebody who would treat their situation as if they would do their own.
Right.
And so not even aware of what's going on, then we're kind of left vulnerable to whatever. And then now we'll become desperate and do whatever to get a home. We ain't gonna go there.
Wow.
But we know it's some stories out here where people have become desperate to become homeowners because of things like this that go on behind the scenes. But what I'm hearing y'all say is, that ain't even really necessary.
No, it's not.
You understand? Yeah, so that's good. So just piggybacking on something you said earlier about the personalities, with Arlicia being more of a gentle tone, reserve, versus you being more of the beast.
At work. That's at work.
Hey, that's okay. That's what we talk about right now. I'm playing. So my second question is, how do you both balance home and work? Because it's a lot. Having kids, running a business, managing people, maintaining your faith, being faithful in your, spiritual duties at church, trying to balance having friends, date nights. Like, it's a lot. How do you guys both balance home and work life?
I mean, we're still learning to balance because our kids are getting older. Everybody's needs are constantly changing. Yes. And that's one of the words I use a lot. I think I got that word from you, girl. Because I use to be balanced. I'm very balanced and stuff, So I try to I try to tell, especially Luke, because I have to appreciate this, because if his agents call, he will answer their phone. If they need something from him,
he will
answer his phone. He will answer a text message. And I know, he's an awesome broker. And I mean, same for me. It's so much, people don't realize that as a home buyer or a seller, it's a lot of stress that person takes on. And so you have to, bear all of that kind of for them, because, they look to you to get their mortgage closed. They're looking at you to sell their house. They're looking for you to buy their home. So you have to always be available. Our kids, they're in activities. They do a lot with sports and cheer and ballet. We have to get our date night in. Date night sometimes are our family date nights, so we do a lot of dates with the kids.
I hear you.
We need a nanny, y'all.
Yeah. If anybody is a nanny out there, we
listen,
need a real
I already
nanny.
hired my daughter. Arlicia did not talk to you. My daughter is hired.
Hey,
I know. I told you.
Listen,
we already got her set for one night.
She hired.
Right?
She got to drive though. She got to drive to work. Though.
Listen, I'm gonna drop her. I just tell me where she need to be.
What she doing after this?
Oh, Lord.
Okay. What are you doing? I need a break.
Right? 'Cause your wife look pretty, ain't it? She can't go to bed like that.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, we'll talk. Call us after this. We'll drop on over there. Go to bed like that.
Okay. But yeah, it's a constant work. It's a constant work at making sure it's some type of balance, you know, something, because our kids, all their love languages are quality time as well as mine. So everybody's love language in our house is quality time. So for Luke, that's not his love language.
I think his is gifts.
Different from, so we always pulling at daddy. Okay, daddy, let's go do this. Let's go do that. Let's do this. So it's a work. I won't say we perfected it, because everybody's personality and they all are growing bigger and all their needs are constantly changing. But we just keep at it. You know, we know that it's something that has to be done. And so we make sure it's in the forefront of our minds, is making sure we stay at some type of balance in our house.
Yeah.
And we would be doing a great disservice to all of the other married couples that are thinking about getting into the industry and working together, or, you know, or just maybe they're not working together and just looking to figure out how they can get balance, and just to tell you that, hey, this is Pleasantville over here, and we just, you know, it's hunky-dory, and, you know, we 100% balance. We work a lot, you know, and being an entrepreneur, you know, I might work 80, look at my eyes. My wife told me today, she said I got bags under my eyes, but listen, but the thing is, I work 80 hours a week to keep from working 40 hours for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, as an entrepreneur, there's a lot of time that, especially if you're working towards success, or if you are successful, you're going to put in a lot of time into your business. But that's where I would say the balance portion that we haven't achieved as of yet. But, you know, we're working it towards it. See, like this morning, we went on a breakfast day.
We did.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was good. We were able to go eat. You got to eat anyway, but to be able to go sit down somewhere, and then you ain't got nobody saying mommy and daddy, you know, or got, you know, employees calling, or, you know, clients and customers calling and stuff like that. I mean, each one of those moments are precious as a married couple that works as much as we do, because the average person may have 40 hours a week, and then they got to go pick up the kids and do kid stuff. But we work maybe 80 hours a week. Then we got to go pick up the kids, and, you know, we're very active at church, and, you know, we're at church a lot, you know, so when we're not in church, it's back home getting the kids bathed and in the bed and stuff like that. So that's something we're working on. Like she said, everybody's love language is quality time, and my love language is let me go get this money.
I said yours is gifts. Mine is acts of service. Lionel's words of affirmation. Yeah. So that's important that you guys are understanding to that, because when you don't understand, that's where neglect comes in, and that's where it becomes a burden versus being a blessing. And it's like, you know, boy, I don't know if we can do this, but I'm just glad that you guys are aware of it. And the reality is nobody has perfected quote unquote balance. I believe it's all about order, you know, and the beautiful thing about you guys being successful is that your faith is still intact, you know, and that's the key. As long as you keep God at the center, not even first, keep him in the center and build everything else that y'all doing around that, y'all gonna be all right.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's all that matters. So you got anything?
Yeah, what Lana saying over there? Lana ain't saying nothing.
Okay.
I'm taking the loop, man. You know
that's right.
Yeah, I'm just soaking it in, and, you know, I look up to you. I don't know, maybe I need to shadow you. You know what I mean, and see how you do things.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anytime you let me know, man. Let me know. It's gonna be a bunch of running around, but you let me know, and I'm here.
Hey, no problem.
I love it.
Yes.
My last question to you beautiful people is, why is this approach? And when I say this approach, I'm talking about marriage in the marketplace, doing this together, building a legacy together, building ministry together, allowing your kids to see y'all work as a team. It's not mama got her stuff, daddy got his stuff. You understand what I'm saying? And we just parenting y'all. We trying to survive, and everybody better get in where they fit in. Pretty much. So when I say, why is this approach different? That's what I mean by that. And what advice would you offer to others? I know you kind of threw some advice out there earlier with, like, you know, encouraging other people when it comes to just balancing home, work, and life. But why is this approach different? And what advice would you offer to others?
Okay. Yeah, so I would say our approach is different. Number one, because our why is strong, right?
Come on, Luke.
My why, obviously, the reason I work as hard and I grind the way that I grind, and the reason that, you know, we decided to be entrepreneurs versus going to get a job is because we are after generational wealth for our family. Right? We no longer want our kids. Well, our kids don't know parents is going. They can remember her going to work. Probably my oldest can remember her going to work. But my kids don't remember me having a job. So what they understand, the way that you get income is self-employment. They understand entrepreneurship. And see, my kids have an ownership mentality, right? Because they understand that it's not just daddy's business or it's not mama's business, but their name is on the business, you know. And I've recently had a guy reach out to me, which I know he was trying to absorb my company, if you understand what I'm saying, right? He wants to kind of buy me out, right? But I could never pass on his company to my children.
That's right.
I could never pass on what belongs to another man that has another man's namesake to my children. So our approach of entrepreneurship and the way that we approach entrepreneurship is all about the children that come behind them. Because obviously my parents every parent wants their kids to have more than them, right? My parents wanted to give me more than they were able to give me, but they can only go so far with the knowledge that they had.
Real talk.
And this is what I was telling somebody the other day. It's like, if you think about it like this, my job as a parent is to try to reach the top shelf, right? But if I can't reach the top shelf, I should be able to get on my knees and on my hands and my knees and tell my son that, hey, you come stand on my back so you can reach the top shelf.
Speak, Holy Ghost.
You know, so the level of entrepreneurship that we have right now is so we can reach the top shelf. But if we can't reach it, we're building a platform so we can then get on our knees and our children can stand on our backs and they can reach the top shelf. So in essence, if they can't,
yes, applaud your man, honey.
Yeah. So if they can't reach, you know, and if we can't reach there, they can actually get up there. And if anything, we expect them to pull us up to the top shelf. You know, and if they can't, we expect us to. And if we can't even reach there, and our children reach there, we can even look down at our grandkids, and we can now hand our grandkids up to our children. So it's about passing that, you know, passing that legacy from one generation to the next. And the why is why our approach is the way it is. You know, so sometimes, you know, you as an entrepreneur, especially being married or having a family, you have to go extra hard because you got to work 10 times harder than what quote unquote people say their competition is. But check this out. When you really understand competition, the only person you're competing against is yourself, right?
That part. Yep. That part.
You only compete against yourself. So when you think about it like this, if I set a goal, right? If I set a goal last year and I beat that goal, right? So now I'm trying to beat Luke of last year. That's literally the guy that she's trying to beat Arlicia of last year. Yeah. You know, so when we understand that we don't get our value, we don't get our worth from looking at what other people have. Because we look at what other people have, it can get you kind of down.
That's true.
Yeah, look at what other people are doing and competing with the Joneses, so to speak. You know, because we the Joneses.
And God's so strategic how he gave y'all that last name, like his kingdom. Do you hear me? Real, like, oh my goodness. Wow.
There you go. But yeah, if we kept in our mind, you know, looking at what other people are doing, then obviously what happens is and I tell this to my kids all the time, if you look at what the next man is doing, you lose sight of where you're going. If I got to look over this way to see what my neighbor is doing, I lose sight of what's in front of me. So in order to keep on my mind what's in front of me, I have to keep my goals in front of me and only compete with myself. And by competing with myself, I'm becoming the best me that I could be as an entrepreneur. You know, she's becoming the best her that she can be. And listen, did you mention she's getting ready to open a mortgage brokerage. Since we got your audience, we got to say this. She's about to open a mortgage brokerage, which we're going to be able to offer excellence on an entire different level than we can offer it now, because there's somebody else that owns that company. We can't pass that company to our children, so we can't do with it. We can't mold it like we can our real estate company. You know, so that's literally our approach. You go ahead and tell them the rest.
Y'all gonna have to move out. Y'all gonna have to move out and go get like a big gated community and 3-car garage. Man, y'all. And you know what? When we first started, I was like, because I've seen how you've been bringing on other realtors, and your is so great. You're building the team, and you know what's great about that too is that you have a few of them that are getting listings like right away. They're not really sitting around waiting. It looks to me like you're training them very well. And we first started the broadcast, I was like, this guy is building his company, and somebody's going to come to him and they're going to ask to buy his company. They're going to ask to buy it because you're reaching an audience they cannot reach.
Yeah.
But you know what, Lionel? I mean, you know, and I know you have to work. I mean, because I don't think God wants nobody just sitting around praying and not putting no physical work behind it. But I was talking to somebody, and I don't know who it was, but I mean, I know, like, without a shadow of a doubt that, like, you know, I'm a Christian, so I believe that God's hand is on our business. But when I say, like, I just know, like, God's hand is on our business. And so I don't think it's like coincidence. I just think it's a favor of God.
That's it.
I mean, pray for our agents. We pray for their success.
Yes.
We pray so that they can have income, you know, and when it happens, it's just what we prayed for. You know, we're literally praying that these agents that come on with us are successful. Yeah. And I mean, so when they get their listings in 1 and 2 weeks, and they closing deals in their first 30 days at being with the company, I don't count it as just, you know, yes, you got good training. That's great. But there's also something behind the scenes that's working. Yeah.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a favor of God. So I thank God for that. Honestly, I thank God for that.
Yeah, at the beginning of the year, I posted a video on Instagram Live, right? I'm gonna plug my IG. Hey, my IG is Luke's Real Estate Drew. Right. Okay. So I posted a live video on Instagram, and it was a live video. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm telling.
Okay, yeah.
Comments. What's your Instagram
of me praying for my agents, right?
Wow.
So when I was praying, one thing that Holy Spirit guided me towards praying was making sure that all of the people, because I target new agents in the business, right? I got senior agents, but I target new agents in the business. And I was praying that God give me a strategy, because obviously, I mean, like, there's a spiritual aspect of it, right? But faith without work is dead. So if you ain't doing no work, you ain't gonna be closing no deals. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, God, give me a strategy to help take these people. Don't do that. Give me a strategy to help take these people to the closing table within their first 60 to 90 days, right?
Wow.
Because the average agent gets into this business, they may not close a deal for the first 120 to 160 days, right? So it's 120 to 180 days. So it'll take them up to 6 months before they get a paycheck.
Wow.
Right? So God has favored us I'm seeing people that have been in the business for a year, right? And never closed a deal come to us, and in the first month they get a listing, you know, or been in the business for an entire year, come to us, get a list. I got one lady, she's scared. I wouldn't say she was scared, but she wasn't as confident in talking to people. She got a listing in the second week she was in business and getting ready to close on a deal where she's going to make thousands upon thousands of dollars. You're talking about game changing for a person that thought this really didn't work, you know? So God has given us a strategy to help them go from, you know, coming into the business to at least being able to sit at the closing table within your first 60 to 90 days. And I think that's all because of God's favor. It's not, obviously it's because of the work. You know, we have to put in work, but God I'm the Joseph to people at my brokerage. You know, and I've seen people come through and they didn't apply what the strategy that I had at that time. But I went back to the drawing board. I got another strategy from God.
Come on now.
So, and it's working because God is, his hands moving.
Wow.
Yeah, God is the third strand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And when you said it was Luke's Real Estate Group?
No, Luke's Real Estate Drip. DRIP.
Luke's
LUKESREALESTATE DRIP. Real Estate Drip. You think I know real estate by now.
Wow. I am inspired by the two of you. You guys complement one another so well. You guys are a young couple, a young family that are not only making moves for y'all, but for the kingdom, and God just has a way of doing things, and he just chose the Jones to do it through real estate. That's all it's about, about giving him the glory and honor in everything that we do, and creating a better life, not only for ourselves, but for our generations to come after us. So I'm inspired. I'm sitting here do I want to do real estate?
Hey, come on, join the team. We got enough room for you.
I didn't say nothing, but I was thinking myself, hold on. It doesn't take long to get your license look like based on what Arlicia said.
No, it doesn't take long. You can actually go to class and take the class in 1 week, right?
Okay.
And you're thinking maybe in her case, she got her license very fast, but for most people, it may take like a month or two.
Okay.
But yeah, you can do it, man. You want to do it? Yeah. We can talk offline and go get.
I know that's right. Wow. So speaking of, your team, how easy it is to really create wealth is just about having the right knowledge and really being connected to the right people, because at the end of the day, there's always somebody that knows something that you don't know. You get what I'm saying? So that's why we're better together than we are apart. So with all of that being said, first, I just want to thank you two for taking the time out of y'all busy schedule, because I know you guys are doing a lot of things, but you counted it not robbery to join us on Conversations with Sierra. So how can our viewers contact you, whether they are looking to sell, buy, become an agent, or just be connected to some good folks? How can people contact y'all?
Well, you can reach out to us via phone. My phone number is 305-747-9311. You can hit us up on Instagram. My IG is Luke's Real Estate Drip. Your IG is
Arlicia, the Mortgage Lady.
Yes, it is.
ARLICIA, the Mortgage Lady. On Instagram. I have a website. My website, you can find me, is loansbyarlicia.com. So loans, LOANS by BY, Arlicia, ARLICIA.com. I'm tagged in the video, so you can follow me there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I tagged in the video?
Yeah, you're tagged.
You should be.
We tagged in the video, baby.
And Jones Luxury Real Estate Group as well. You got
an
Instagram and a Facebook page for the company. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. And that's Jones Luxury Real Estate Group.
Yes, that's correct. Jones Luxury Real Estate Group. Yeah.
And
if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, feel free to give me a call. We'll be more than happy to give you a free consultation to let you know we can actually evaluate where you are and help you get to where you want to go. If you're thinking about getting into the business, or if you're already in the business and you want to take your business to the next level, we'll be more than happy to meet with you and show you what we can offer you outside of what you have at this moment.
I love it.
That's amazing.
Yes. I love it. So any final words from you two or Lionel?
The advice. What would you give? What advice would you give to a couple that are thinking of working together, but they don't know? They hear maybe the stigma that it's not good for a husband and wife to work together. What's your advice? What do you think?
I mean, we worked together before. We worked together at Comcast.
Yeah, you was on the other side of the building.
I've never had a problem with us working together.
Yeah.
I just think you have, at work. Sorry, but at work, like when we're working, I don't look at it like we're at, like we're husband and wife at that moment. So
see, that's the difference, right?
We're like, I'm working.
That's true. That's true.
That's the difference. Lina, listen to me now. That's the difference. When you work together, right? She'll come to you on the weekend and be like, okay, when we gonna spend some time together? Yeah. I'm like, we've been together all week.
All week.
Y'all funny.
Mean, just no, but I would say I'm just trying to be funny, guys. But I would just say you have to define your why. If you're thinking about working together, regardless of any circumstance, you just got to define your why. And so when you have the why, one of our why is to eradicate poverty in our generation to come. So we both working, we both work towards that. So when you both are on the same page, I was talking to a gentleman just before this call, and he was saying that he's very driven, but his wife is not as driven to be an entrepreneur as he is. So it won't work in that instance. Like you said, there has to be a balance.
Yes.
So if you're planning on working together, you define that why and work towards that goal, together.
Amazing.
Love it. Anything from you, Arlicia? Are you in agreement with your boo?
But when she started talking, I'm gonna finish anyway. But what else you gotta
say? well, are you looking to when you launch your company? Are you looking to bring on people as well?
I will be hiring. Yes, I will be hiring licensed originators. Yes.
Yes. We're gonna be blasting it out on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram.
Yes.
You'll probably see Facebook ads for it because we're expecting God's best for that business. So.
Amen. And you said it's a licensed originator?
Yeah, you have to be licensed to do loans. So yes.
Okay. I love it. Wow. So that wraps up our conversation. Oh my goodness. Awesome. How to contact y'all, right? We went through all of our questions, and I think you guys did an amazing job. I believe people were enlightened, from a professional and a spiritual aspect of what this whole lifestyle is really like, because I believe a lot of people desire it. Some people are jealous of it, but they don't really understand what goes in to what they see. So that's why I felt that this conversation was so necessary, to give people an inside look, to see the behind the scenes. That, boy, let me tell you, what y'all looking at, the warfare, the hours of work, you got to be built for this.
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to. You got to be built for this. And so I just thank you guys again. Please go and share this video if you are looking to purchase a home, if that is a dream for you and your family. I personally and Lionel recommend you working with the Joneses, even if it's just to get a free consultation, like Luke said, to kind of just see where you are and where you need to be in order to accomplish that dream. Listen, the only thing stopping you is you. This process for us was nothing but a walk of faith. Honestly, we didn't even think we were qualified. God is so strategic. He used couponing to connect me, and which she is my family, but still, just because we family, that don't mean nothing. God was so strategic. He used couponing to connect us, and which got us even on this Facebook Live today. So it's all about faith. The Bible says that the just live by faith. We don't just walk by it, but we live by it. And you two are the epitome of what jumping off the cliff and walking and living by faith really is, because that's really what sparked this entire journey. So I'm just blessed to be in y'all circle.
There you go. We blessed to have y'all in it.
I know that's right. Wow. So we thank you guys for tuning in. We pray that something was said tonight that could help you get to that next step, that next level in your life. If you would like to contact me, or if you would like to learn more about my services or products that I offer as far as my restoration life coaching or vision strategy services are concerned, you can always inbox me, contact me on social media, or simply go on my website, sierrahilaire.com. I will be in Atlanta next weekend, so we will not be having conversations with Sierra, but we will be back on that following weekend to have a conversation with this man right here. And we will be talking about faith and family in the marketplace. So you guys have a blessed night. Blessed night. Thank you again for tuning in. Go back, share, tag y'all friends. Like, let's get the word out there. Like, there is 2 young Black people taking over in the real estate industry, and everybody need to be connected to y'all.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Good night. God bless you.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.